Everyone, welcome into TexAgs Rewind. David Nuño here. This is presented to you by our friends at Yeti. Matthew Dawson, how often do people call you Dawson's Creek?
Well, you'd be surprised. My math teacher in middle school used to call me Dawson's Creek.
Yep. You ever watch that show?
No. You know, and
Were you even born for it?
I tell people that every single time. They're like, oh. Like, it was really disappointing that I didn't watch Dawson's Creek.
The show sucked. It wasn't good.
Wait.
I don't even know if I watched it. I may have watched it once or twice.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because I will never watch it, and I'm not going to give the other people that call me Dawson's Creek, I'm not going to give them that, you know?
You're going to get so first off, Liucci at some point will give you a nickname. It probably won't be Dawson's Creek. That's too easy. But you're going to get one because we all do. Hey, on the show today, Olin Buchanan. Always enjoy talking to OB. My favorite interview on the show, Kevin Smith. He was awesome. What did you think about that one? You probably learned a little bit.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. I never got to see him play. I was born in 2001. Sure. I was not born in the 90s, but I'm reading about him, you know, getting to see him in action there. He was awesome. He was really well-spoken. Loved to hear what he had to say.
A&M versus Kentucky this weekend. We had a preview from Jack Pilgrim from KSR. He was really good. And TexAgs co-owner, good friend, extraordinary. I don't know why I say extraordinary. He's my buddy. It's Billy Liucci. He's your buddy. He's everybody's buddy except those that are trolls. He was on the program. We had him. And here's the rewind. Go behind the glass and say hi to our director, Nick Savage.
Texans fan, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Casual, but yeah. Well, I'm going to turn it back into Texans Cowboys radio.
Gosh.
I went and did a little digging for y'all because you were having that debate. Which team has had the better success the past 20 years? Texans, 9 winning seasons, 7 playoff appearances. Cowboys, 13 winning seasons, 10 playoff appearances. But neither team has made it past the divisional round in the playoffs. So Cowboys more playoff appearances, but really have they, you get what I'm saying.
Look, here's the biggest difference between the two. I know I think you're not a huge Jerry Jones fan. I love Jerry Jones.
I like Jerry Jones.
I would love for him to be my owner. It's kind of like certain people, sometimes what we love about him, we hate about him.
I like Jerry Jones because I know he wants to win. I hate Mike McCarthy because I think he's an idiot.
Right. And sometimes Jerry meddles a little too much.
Yeah, but he wants to win. Mike McCarthy's our Bill O'Brien.
Buddy.
No? You're not going to give me that one?
Mike McCarthy's not stupid enough to trade his best player.
Well, he doesn't have that
title.
He doesn't have that freedom.
Yeah. Mike McCarthy's won a Super Bowl, as a head coach at least.
Yes.
With Aaron Rodgers.
For the freaking Packers.
Yeah, but, all right. Anywho.
Matt's a Bears fan over there, so he likes anything we say.
One more thing to add.
Packer.
One more thing to add to that. Both of them have 7 divisional championships. They won their division. Both have won it 7 times in the past 20 years.
I think we can agree that that probably means more for Dallas, right? Because that's a much stronger division.
No, it means more for the Texans because honestly, this with respect for the Cowboys, it's like the Lakers. It's about Super Bowls in Dallas. It's not about division championships.
But since he's bringing that up, I'm just saying that Dallas is in a traditionally stronger division than the Texans are. The NFC East.
Is the NFC East tougher than the AFC South this year?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
How many teams were above 500?
Probably
I don't even know.
Eagles and Cowboys, too.
I think the Texans had 3, or the AFC South had 3.
Did they?
Mm-hmm. See what I did there? To reverse the argument.
Yeah, you're right, man. Those Texans, what a great franchise. How
about being the 12th Aggie inducted? That number synonymous with our university. Just how cool was that?
I just thought about that. Wow, David, that's something to think about, man. We may have to put that on a T-shirt.
Isn't that great?
That's I just thought about that. It's crazy, man. It's you would think that more guys would be in. It's a process. It's not, you can't just throw guys in there. I mean, it's other guys that's very deserving, but to be listed with, guys like John David Crow and Dat Wynn, Jacob Green, Ray Childress, I watched those guys as a young boy, growing up, watching Jacob and Ray and, some of the guys who have their names on streets and buildings and statues down at College Station. That really means a bunch, man. It's touching. I'm honored. My mother is more honored than anything in the world because she's I don't know how sold she was on Texas A&M when I first went there, but there's no person more of a Texas A&M, not just football fan, but I'm talking about the whole university. There's no one that's backing A&M than my mom, Ora Smith, and she's just super proud and excited about what's happened in the last week here.
We'll stay on that track for a moment, because what did it mean
Okay.
to you when you're playing at Kyle Field, And back then the stadium was smaller than it is now, but it felt like that same kind of energy and same kind of power. Just what did it mean when you look up and see the 12th man?
Well, one of the statements I got during my recruitment trips was Bob Boyd was a guy who was a tight end coach at A&M. And I remember him saying, he said, you know what? You're going to come to A&M, you're going to play in front of 60, 70,000 people. And you may not know all of them, but once you start making plays, 20 or 30 years from now, they're going to remember you and they're going to know you. And that stuck with me for a long time.
If we haven't watched a lot of Kentucky, what can you tell us about this year's team, number 6, with a great chance to move up the rankings here at the end of the weekend?
Throw everything that you've seen about Kentucky the last couple of years and just get that out of your mind and focus on a completely brand new, modern NBA style of basketball that's truly 5-out, something that I think a lot of Kentucky fans never thought they'd see the day. This is a group of 5 positionless basketball players where every one of them can pass, dribble, and shoot, and that's something that Cal kind of sort of got to in his Memphis days, but really has tried to drive home with this group. Adding Trey Mitchell has kind of been just a game changer for this group, and everything has kind of gone around him at that 5 spot. Obviously, they've added size and length and depth with Aaron Bradshaw and Ugana Onyenso getting added to the fold, but this group is about versatility, beating you off the dribble, getting out in transition and scoring a ton of points. Very, very bad defensively, but they have proven that they can outscore just about anybody in college basketball at this rate.
Talking to Jack Pilgrim here. So Jay Billis says they're the fastest team in the country. Talk a little bit about that speed and how they use it.
Yeah, so Rob Dillingham and Reed Shepherd are 2 lottery picks in the latest projected mock draft, and they are Kentucky's 6th and 7th men, if that tells you anything about what this group has. DJ Wagner, Antonio Reeves, Justin Edwards, guys that really like to get out and transition, score around the basket, and they're shooting better than I think anybody anticipated when this season started. Antonio Reeves is shooting just lights out. I think he's more likely over the course of his career to hit 3 threes than hit no threes. I did the math on that. So DJ Wagner, a guy that Cal has been in love with since the 8th grade, family legacy recruit for him. Everything has kind of been built around him. And I don't think there was an expectation that Reed Shepherd and Rob Dillingham were going to be as talented as they ended up being. So that has kind of thrown a good wrench into Kentucky's plans, where you establish a pretty firm and solid lead there early, and then the reinforcements come in at the 17-16 minute mark, and that's where Kentucky has been killing teams.
You've got to use the portal. Tell us your true thoughts about the portal, because all we know is what we see, in interviews and in terms of why haven't you been using it as much at Clemson. You might have a real legitimate reason. If you can get past that. And I know it wouldn't be that popular in Tuscaloosa, but then what boxes doesn't Dabo check compared to other guys? So to me, I think the 3 in order, in my opinion, right now of how I think it could go is DeBoer,
Dabo,
Norvell. Norvell, people say, well, DeBoer's only done it 1 year. To me, Norvell's done it 1 year.
Yeah.
He had some couple nice years at Memphis, but I think he's as unproven a commodity as DeBoer, who took a team to the national championship game and beat, with Washington Huskies. He went into New Orleans in front of mostly
Longhorn
burnt orange fans and beat Texas
2 years in a row.
He beat them 2 years in a row, but he beat them in the massive game. Took the Washington Huskies to the national title game. How long has that been since the Pac-12 team's been there? It was Oregon in 2013.
Yeah.
Was it 13? No, it was 14 maybe.
14.
But yeah, so how long? Almost a decade since anyone's done that. So I think, to me, if I'm an Alabama fan, DeBoer isn't flashy, and you go, oh, what about recruiting and bringing him down in the set? I get all that.
He seems like a genuine dude too.
Yeah,
likable, creative offensively. All right.
I'm very happy. I'm thrilled, and we can talk more about it with Mike Elko and what he's doing here right now. But my own personal list, without landing on it, because that was unattainable. I was to me, it was the top two. To me, were Elko and DeBoer.
Yeah.
From the beginning, if you said, who do you want to replace? That's realistic, and think it out, and think who can they hire. What's your list look like? And those are the two guys I would have said absolutely.
All right, Dawson's Creek, tell the people what to do.
Well, you got to like, you got to comment, and you got to subscribe, and you got to share.
Have you done all those three things?
I've liked. I was in the chat a little bit. I was interacting. But
have you subscribed to the channel?
Of course. On 2 different emails, by the way. 2 of them.
2.
I just won 2.
Okay. Well, can you get family members to do 2?
Oh, yeah. You better believe it.
Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you next time.